All right, we got the player cards on the screen here. I believe this is the debut of Blue Hair in the MAG1. So let's see. We got Battle Focus, Never Serious. Okay. Maybe I'd buy that. Favorite specialist, Cost Control. Favorite unit, Sandworm. And look at that heat map. It looks like somebody's like clawed, clawed the map.
Yeah, those lines are kind of insane.
All right, we're in the packs here. We're picking up Giant Specialists with Hound Stormcallers, and I think I saw Rhino Specialists there with Steel Ball Arclight.
Is this going to be aggro from Sacco, or is this going to be standard steel balls? Also, what does
Yeah.
Never Serious look like from Blue Hair in a tournament setting?
Yeah, exactly. Will he play different? I don't know. I don't know. He does weird stuff. Like he's the type of player who will play behind the tower, almost like Horrible Will did last game. But I don't think he'll fortify the tower. That was like a Horrible Will thing.
Yeah, I mean, as of late, I want to say late, but it's been like, I want to say close to 6 months now. Blue Hair has become a bit more of a defensive player, and also he's addicted to fire. Like anything that has fire on it, he will play it. Like whether it's Warcrime Vulcans, I mean, Incendiary Hounds being added, Firestorm Callers, you name it,
Yeah.
it probably will show up this game. I don't think those Hounds will be used for range and mech rage. I think they might get used for Incendiary, which got nerfed, but we might see it again here.
Yeah, definitely possible. It is the standard balls, like you thought. It definitely makes sense. I mean, we talked about it. Arclights are just not the premium aggressor, and if anything, they feel like the premium defender against Hounds. So it definitely makes sense.
We do get a little bit of ASIM standard, which is always fun to see. Used to be way more common back when Phoenixes were a starting pack, but I guess with Steel Balls you can do it too. Got that nice speed moving into the left side.
Yeah, I think it's a temporary asymmetry, though. I feel like the balls may get sold. We'll see, though.
Such is the fate of many Steel Balls.
Indeed.
Relegated to performing well on round 1 and 2, and then if you don't get an item, bye-bye.
Exactly. They're on trial, man. Like, no other unit has to have this fate, but balls, man, they're
It's like,
ephemeral.
oh, you didn't level on round 1? I didn't get a heavy armor on round 2? Guess you're gone. Only Saber Cash knows the same feeling.
That's so true, yeah. All right, we get reinforcements round 2 again. Marksman's picked up here for Sako. The other options aren't very long ranged, and typically you just want long range things in these type of matches. So looks like marquees for both players here. Picking up storms for Sako. Very good into hounds.
Have you ever seen Marksman placed this far back? For Blue
Not
Hair.
really.
That's
It's
where I put my
pretty far
Phoenixes.
back.
But my Phoenixes move at 60 meters a second.
Like, how do we read that? Like, what would be his reasoning for that? Oh
I
my
don't
god.
know. I mean, I guess this is gonna be some type of oil like Phantom Ray stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, either he wants to abuse ground effects like fire, or he wants to abuse towers being fortified. This
It's
is
Blue
weird.
Hair. It's fire. Like I'm telling you, this guy. Every single game I've seen him, it's fire. Always.
I feel like we've had a lot of time to learn how to play against that, and I think Sako definitely knows how to play against it. So I don't know about that one.
I mean, it's a powerful strat, right? We've got that Raymaster player on the ladder that's managed to make it up to 2.2k, which is very high up and only plays this exclusively. So it's definitely a potent composition, but I do think it's easier to defend if you are standard, because you can kind of use the oil and the fire from your opponent against them by burning their own chaff.
Definitely makes sense. Well, he's gonna win a round here with the Phantom Rays. Not a huge amount of damage. We are still waiting for that Rhino to come down round 4 for Sako here, so he doesn't mind taking a little bit of chip damage.
And for now, it's only Blue Hair that's dishing out the damage. Still sitting very comfortably at 4,900. We've got round 3, intensive training. Always worth considering. Advanced power system, is that something you want if you're pushing in with Phantom Rays? I'm not entirely sure. Blue Hair seems to disagree. We'll simply skip.
I mean, he's a giant specialist. He could have considered one of those two cards to modify his giants, but not interested. I think he may not be buying giants anytime soon. We'll see.
Yeah, the question is also, do you want Assault Vulcan, right? I could see Assault Vulcan being picked here because it does have access to those incendiary techs, but maybe you don't want to have that range loss if you're playing a long-range game.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you're on the money here with the fire strats. I mean, we picked up 2 more Phantom Rays, and I can't imagine that's because Phantom Rays are good in Standard.
I mean, he is running like exactly those type of techs that you see when people try to pull off this strat, where they've got the burst mode in case you try to go like Mustang AM, and then the Stormcallers as well, just to kind of overwhelm with the amount of missiles. They've got the shield tech, which helps against stuff like Raiden, and then
Yeah.
obviously oil, and then the stealth cloak for just general survivability.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, Sako is giving it respect. He bought a blue marksman, making use of that intensive training. His marksmans are locking on quite well. I think he can maybe clear up the air. I don't know if he can handle all these marksmans and fangs coming in, though. I guess we have our own fangs coming in here for Sako. Late crawler coming in as well, but our upshoot running out.
I'm a little concerned though with these marksmen. I don't think those will do the trick for Sako in the long run if more phantoms happen to show up. 2 of them just leveled. If shield is picked up, Sako doesn't run double shot, so it might just take too long to take these guys out without something like a Raiden.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're basically saying they need like heavier firepower than just single target. You need like 3 zaps from a Raiden or like splash from an Overlord, something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's only the case if more phantoms show up, but you know, having 3 by round 3, some alarm bells would start ringing for me.
Yes, definitely agree. Would you consider Wasp to be an answer, or do you need something more sturdy?
Wasps are very good in isolation. It's just that Wasp are vulnerable to stuff like 4th AA.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we got the
So
Raiden,
like
so that's good.
I wouldn't rely on it. Yeah, I'm much happier with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Raiden. I think that's a bit more resilient, a bit better scaling in the long run.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Well, all right, we're turning it on. Here it is. We've got the sticky oil bomb on the Phantom Rays, and we've got the incendiary bomb on the Hound. So oil will be put everywhere in the battlefield. The Hound will light it on fire basically instantly with this like forward position. And so the counterplay is typically either you intercept it with things like Mustangs or just buying the devices, or you bubble, try and prevent the fire from going everywhere, or you just go in the air as we're doing here with the Raiden.
Yeah, like typically what works best for me if you're standard is like try to fortify your towers like once or so and play like really far back. So make sure that the opponent is the one pushing into their own fire and just
Yep.
bangs and perhaps really late Mustangs to intercept stuff once it actually like arrives near your towers.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, let's see how bad these early rounds are now that we are in the fire mode. Like, if he's only taking a few hundred damage at a time, I really feel like he can stabilize. But if he struggles to kill Phantom Rays and starts taking all that chip damage, it could be concerning.
Yeah, it's looking alright though. I think the Raiden should be able to do stuff. I say that though, this one Phantom knows the mission, gets the debuff. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, everything's fine. We got the tower in return. That Raiden will survive. It even leveled, which is fantastic news for Sako.
Oh, huge. Yeah, that's a huge win there.
Okay, so we've stabilized. Sako still sitting at 3k. No
Yep,
alarm bells ringing just yet. And we're
absolutely. And it
gonna go
feels like we
for...
have the full picture here. Like, we know exactly what we're up against.
Yeah. I mean, the commitment isn't as, like, blatant as someone like the Raymaster would. Like, I feel like, that guy would have, like, double or triple the amount of Phantoms by this point. There are still some, like, Marksmen and some Stormcallers, but yeah, it feels like there is a decent amount of commitment at least. Also, with that Incendiary Bomb being more expensive on the Hounds now, should be pretty safe to go into Raiden. It's a really good scaling giant too. I feel like this
Yeah.
unit can just be played in standard with how strong it is when it scales.
For sure. What directions do you think Blue Hair can take this game? Like, do you think he should relax on the fire and just build like a massive marksman board in the back here? Because that seems like that's what he's doing, and that's going to be very strong against the Raidens.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to already have identified that, oh, maybe this Raiden commitment is a bit too scary. And tries to transition things into just back to a long-range board.
Yeah, seems like a great read. I don't know if he has this flow charted out or if he's just like coming up with this on the fly, but seems like a great move to me because marksmans are the king of standard, and well, you can just back things up. He's already placed his units really far back, as we mentioned in the early rounds.
The left side is still pushing in, but of course the right side has those Raidens for Sacco, and they will connect with the Phantom swiftly. The Marksman also connect back, but level 2 Raiden, pretty tanky, 40k hit points, is going to be able to tank for a little bit, but that debuff...
Yeah, we gotta fortify the left side and just go all right, I feel. Like, I don't know, is that crazy? Just only have Raidens on the right?
I don't know if that's something you want, though, because what I'm scared of is Raidens having to push from right to left into Marksman.
Yeah.
Because you're getting outranged. So typically if you get outranged, it's really bad if you have to travel more distance. Like, you would rather travel less distance and get in their face quicker than have to, like, you know, travel into them on the right side and then travel into them again, same distance from right to left.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. We're picking up wasps here for Blue Hair. Sako taking his time also goes for wasps. I suppose neither of them had a counter to wasps other than taking a million shots, so something pretty safe to go. I mean, there's fire all over the ground, right? So like anything in the air is just going to be fantastic here. And he adds a Raiden to the left, so it looks like doesn't want to lose that tower, doesn't want to fortify it either, at least for now. Just going to start playing a little bit more symmetrically.
Wasps have also been positioned symmetrically, one on the right, one on the left for Sacco, whereas Blue Hair now defending the right side a little bit more, with both of the Wasps showing up on that side of the board. Will loan as well, round 6. It's a little bit ahead of the curve, perhaps.
Oh, here it
Oh,
is. He's
the
been watching
factory.
Raymaster.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know who's been
has.
watching who, but yeah, this is common.
So the thing is, Sacco doesn't run Ionize, which is
Okay.
already a little bit of a safer thing, I guess, for the factory. And Raidens are pretty bad without Ionize into big targets. Unless it's like a really
Yes.
over-leveled one, but it's not meant to deal with big single targets.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's just no
I mean,
answer to the War Factory right now.
yeah. I mean, like, honestly, Stormcaller might be the best, but it's only level 1.
Yeah.
There are also
Yeah, I'm
some Missile
curious.
Interceptor Stags that have been picked up, 3 of them.
Yeah, we're pivoting in that direction, which feels weird to me. Now, they will be nice against the Wasps, period. But yeah, it's a weird move, kind of, sort of.
Ooh, it also looks like the Wasps are losing here for Sacco. Of course, there were more on that side for Blue Hair, but yeah, you can see the Raidens are really getting stuck on that factory. It's only level 1. Level 2 is where it gets real scary, but it seems like even the low level one is causing trouble, and that's going to be quite a large amount of damage going Sacco's way. He's sitting at 1900, so
Yeah, he lives.
this could be problematic.
But now he has to win like every single round from here on out and
Yeah.
deal 4,500 damage. But his money is in the dumps at least. Blue Hair's got like no money.
Yeah, he did loan, and he has to pay the 200 upkeep. So you can see the difference here. 800 for Blue Hair, 1400 for Sacco.
Now the orbital javelin though, that's scary. Like all Blue Hair has to do is just do one sneaky move and that's it.
Yeah, he has gone for the javelin. It has aimed that at one of the 2 Raidens. Sacco taking his time. We'll go for another Mustang production line. He already has one of those.
It's risky, no? Because he knows that javelin's here, and so now you're putting more eggs in your basket.
Yeah, this is a big risk. It's a really good item in the long run, but I agree that I would probably have been too scared to pick that up.
So he's dodging one of them, unfortunately guessing incorrectly. Now, I don't even know if you can dodge it if it's centrally positioned anyways, but it's a good try. He's going to buy a
Does
melter.
this Raiden survive?
Oh. What do you mean? Do you think that is poorly positioned and he might just run out of the way?
I think it's very risky. I think there's a chance this Raiden gets out.
Let's see. It's got 13 meters per second. I think it'll die, but I hear you that it's like a little
13
close.
is fast.
Yeah. It's got a big
That's
body
3
though.
less than a crawler. Yeah, I know, but I don't know like if its little like butt counts as a
Hmm. I think the butt counts.
butt counts.
I think butt counts. I think it's dead.
It's out.
Oh my god, you're a genius, Rooster. Great call there.
Well, that
Okay.
actually is a massive deal though.
Dude.
The Raiden getting missed. It does
Dude,
get
I can't
insta-locked.
believe it.
Blue Hair
Oh,
did go
man.
for Marksman with AA on top of the range they already had, so despite missing that jab, the Raidens are all
tower.
dead.
It's not fortified after all this time, after losing a game.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. This is not looking good at all.
We have like 600 HP, so...
No, that's
we're
just
dead.
it, right?
No, Sako goes down in the first match here. So that will put him down into the learner's bracket. Unfortunately, now he's got to do best of threes.
Yeah. I mean, that's not necessarily how you want your tournament to start, but sometimes that's how it goes. Best of ones can go either way. Blue Hair plays this fantastically. He kind of goes for a mix of this Ray strategy with the fire and the oil and just a classic marksman board. Adds the War Factory for flair, and it's enough to end things on round 7. I think if this went for a little bit longer and Sako manages to live, he could stabilize. His board probably scales a lot better. But, I mean, very well played. And what a unique board.
I know. What's so interesting is like the War Factory wasn't even that good, right? Like if it killed Sako the first round it came down, like sure, it's fantastic, but it didn't, right? And then I guess you can argue like a Force Soda Melter, which is painful, but I don't know. Like he lost even with the War Factory sucking is kind of my point.
Yeah, I mean, the marksman just did so much there, right? Having that range and the AA, they practically got insta-locks. And, yeah, with the Raiden's gone, that's just most of Sako's DPS out the window.